Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-December 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. The way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and the main love interest. Then we'll pull oracle cards to help with the bridge and the gap dynamic. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's your way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Six of Staves. So this is Leo energy here. And yeah, to me this says that you came forward in this connection with a lot of confidence. Maybe you just felt a strong pull toward them, and maybe things were going very well for you too, to where you're like, oh yeah, I could totally, catch this person's attention. But yeah, at the very least it says that you felt like there was definitely some potential for this connection in the past. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Moon. So yeah, so definitely looks like there was some genuine attraction on their part as well, and they might have been viewing things from a bit more of a romanticized perspective too, so they might have met you and started envisioning things down the line between the two of you, things along those lines. But yeah, it definitely seems like this person felt a strong attraction on their end as well. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords. So here it looks like there's still the desire for this person, right, and actually wanting to come forward and express your feelings to them, but it looks like there's some nervousness around that, right? So we see a little bit more of the confidence with the Six of Staves, but maybe now that there are some feelings invested, right, now that you did get to know them a little better, maybe now there's some nervousness around that. The reason I say nervousness, if we look at the Page of Swords in a lot of decks, it looks like they're in a bit of a stance that doesn't look like it's ideal for holding the sword, right? So it's just one of those things where it looks like they're still learning, right? And with this deck as well, we see the butterflies. Makes me think of that old term, butterflies in your stomach, right? So it looks like there's some nervousness around expressing your feelings, but it looks like you're still going to come forward and do it anyway. All right. And the present energy on their side, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, so another indicator that they feel like they're really lucky to have you. They feel like the connection is going in the right direction, right? With the wheel, I mean, if we look at the artwork for this deck, they use a Ferris wheel to point out the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So to me, if we think of that, that's a very traditional ride, right? It's also a very slow moving energy as well. So this is saying that they might be enjoying the process of getting to know you and the deepening of the connection, but I feel like this is also saying that they're probably moving it a little bit slow too, and they prefer a slower pace. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Princess of Coins. So this is now the Page of Pentacles energy here, and going back to traditional tarot again as well, what always stands out to me with the Page of Pentacles is that Pentacles just out of the Page's reach, right? So if we think of the Pentacles in a love reading context, right, it could be seeing the relationship turn into something more committed, more solid, right? So you might feel like even though things seem to be going well, right, and both parties seem to think things are pretty solid between the two of you, I feel like you might start to lack a little faith that it could actually turn into a long-standing commitment. And again, given what we were talking about with the Wheel of Fortune on their side, it might just be one of those things where you could just be moving at different speeds. So you're still heading toward the same destination, but maybe the lack of clarity around the different speeds you're moving at could be what's causing a little bit of doubt. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Queen of Swords, so Libra energy here. And if we look at the artwork there, right, their facial expression looks a little blank, like almost distracted, right? And then we see the Nine Swords behind them, which makes you think of Nine of Swords energy, which could be feeling overwhelmed, right? Maybe experiencing anxiety. And then we do see the one sword at her feet pointed toward the cards in this direction. So yeah, I feel like it's just one of those things where it seems like there's this emotional attachment there on your part where, you know, you might take it personally if it doesn't seem like they're giving at the rate that you would expect. But again, I feel like what I'm getting from this side is it seems like their feelings are genuine, but I feel like they just like to move things at a more slower traditional pace. So that could be where the disconnect is happening there. All right. And the bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Coins. So this is Taurus energy here, usually points to an energy of restoring balance. But with this deck in particular, it always stands out to me with the artwork. Well, for one, we see the snowy background there, which makes you think of the Five of Coins before it. And then also the facial expression doesn't look very impressed, right? But if we look, there's already three pentacles on that side. He's bringing over a fourth, right? And leaving him with only two. So I feel like this is just saying that, just be on the lookout for what you think is fairness versus the reality, right? So what I mean by that is, okay, now she'll have the four pentacles, he'll have two, right? So it's not imbalanced, but I feel like it's just you guys might have different approaches to things. So if they're not aligning with the approach that you would ideally like, you view it as it's not as valuable, but that might not be the reality. I guess a way simpler way of saying it is maybe the two of you just have different love languages. So maybe the love is there on both sides, it's genuine, but because the approaches are different, you might view it as a lack. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Page of Wands. So a lot of page energies between the two of you, which to me could be an indicator as well that maybe this relationship isn't all that far along, right? So there's still time and room for growth there. But again, like I said, maybe the attraction feels heavy to where you'd like to see it moving a little bit faster than it might be at this time. But yeah, I see nothing here that tells me that their feelings aren't genuine. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. Okay, we'll take this card here. And next, we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. So I'm just going to give this a few shuffles now. Alright, and we'll take this card. See what the Messages of Love card has to say first. Alright, we have self-care. It says clear energy field and focus on yourself before acting. So yeah, interesting message there, right? Now I could see the clear energy field being beneficial for this side for the future energy, but for you, right? Maybe if you're, like I said, maybe if you feel like, oh, this person isn't as into the connection as I am, right? I feel like it could just be saying, maybe clear energy in that regard, and then think about it, and then maybe you'll see things a little differently there too. We did just have the Mercury retrograde recently. It started in Sagittarius, but went into your sign, so that could have thrown things out of whack too, but see what the Wisdom Oracle adds to the mix. All right, we have Truth Be Told. And it won't focus for whatever reason, but there's the artwork. And the number is 14. All right, the relationship message says people tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth to be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. So yeah, definitely a strong message there as far as, like I said, feel like if there is some more communication, like I said, I feel like you might ultimately just find out that, again, like I said, it might just be maybe the two of you have different love languages. So ultimately, the feelings are probably genuine on both sides, or maybe it's just an approach that you're not used to with this person. But hopefully, that resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there. Hope you have a good holiday season and New Year. Bye.